Good evening, guys. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm here to talk today about a very important subject to me, and that is MotoGP, or also known as Moto Grand Prix. It is simply the racing of sport bikes in the Grand Prix tournaments that has been going on for 72 years today. 72 years, dating all the way back to 1949. It's been a long time, but it's a sport that is near and dear to me that I really love enjoying to watch. And I just can't wait to dig into this and share a couple facts with you guys. That's all the main purpose of this: share facts about MotoGP with you guys, race numbers, who's racing these days, what brands are supported, what kind of bikes, the size of the bikes, just different kinds of things. And I hope we can dig into this together, and I can show you guys a few things about my favorite sport. All right, let's get into this topic. So the first thing we're going to cover is the type of bikes that are used in the MotoGP circuit nowadays. You also have your Moto2 and Moto3, which are the 750 homologated classes, and then you also have your 600 class in Moto3, Moto2. But the main thing we'll be covering is MotoGP, which is strictly leader bikes, so your 1000cc bikes. And the main brands that are used in those are Yamaha, Suzuki, Honda, Aprilia, and Ducati. Sorry about that, a little bit of brain lapse right there. Yamaha is my absolute favorite. They are all about 1000 cc's, and your typical 1000 cc on the street makes about, let's say, 200 horsepower nowadays. Back in the day, 150, 170, but the average is about 200 after a dyno tune and a flash. But with that being said, these bikes, after they're homologated and they are fixed up for the racetrack, they're pushing about 310 horsepower to the rear wheel, which is a lot for two wheels if you think about it. And then also with that, they go up to speeds of 225 miles an hour. That is a crap ton of speed. Think about it. That's just ridiculous. And that's why you always see the guys there suited up in full race gear, ready to go. That just covers the basic kind of bikes so far that are used throughout the MotoGP circuit. Now you might be thinking, what does it take to become a MotoGP racer? It can be a lengthy process, or it can be a fast process, depending on how motivated you are and how good a shape you are with your bike, and just how patient you are, because like I said, it can be a long process. A lot of guys that have been racing for 10, 15 years are still in Moto3, Moto2, and that's perfectly fine. They're still living their dream, getting to race. But what does it take to get to that MotoGP level? Well, first you need to start at a good race school, and you need to get your FIM license, or your FMI license, whatever you want to call it, for motorcycling. You need to attend a race academy as well, and be seen as good, and find a sponsorship for yourself. At that point, you should be able to get into some amateur races, show your face in the amateur, go out, go all in, and then try to get your way up into Moto3 with your sponsors, and work your way up to Moto2. And you might stay in Moto2 for a while. It's just like the AAA, AA, and single A for baseball. You got to work your way up from single A to double A up to AAA, and then hopefully one day you'll make the majors. Not everyone makes MotoGP, and it's okay if you don't make it. Just remember that you're doing this for fun, and that's all it should all be about. It is a competition at the end of the day, but also when you walk away, you got to remember that you're living your dream and getting to race bikes. It's just amazing to think that that can be a living. Like I said, though, just attend a good race school, get your sponsorships, get whatever you need to get out there and just have fun. Before we dive into statistics and where this came from, I decided to use MotoGP.com for some statistics on the 72nd anniversary and the 70th anniversary. You can also find some of this information on how to become a racer on your MotoGPwebsite.com, or you can also go to Quora, and there's a ton of information on blogs on whatever you could possibly need, including motorcycles. You can also use YouTube. There are many videos on MotoGP. There's plenty of sources that I used here. Alright, I hope you guys enjoy these next little facts I'll be sharing with you. Thank you. Where did all this start, though? You know, you got to think about it. 1949, actually, yes. So, 72 years to this day, back on the weekend. In 1949, in Barcelona, Spain, in the Catalunya circuit, hosted by Monster. And since then, there has been over 911 contested races. Marc Marquez right now is pretty low. He's got 5 world wins, but then you also have Valentino Rossi, who has 9. And if you want the most, you're going to have to go up to 13 titles at that point. And his name was not listed, unfortunately. I couldn't find it. But whoever has 13 world titles, that is insane. Even 9 is just a lot. Even getting 1 in MotoGP is ridiculous. But like I said, the sport started all the way back in 1949. Nothing like the bikes you're seeing today, though, in MotoGP. It hasn't always been strictly leader bikes either. Nowadays, it's strictly leader bikes. You got to go back and see where these guys started with the old Aprilias, the old Hondas. Speaking of Honda, Honda is the most successful team in MotoGP history with 46 race wins as a team. That is awesome to think about, that there's someone that could go out there and win 46 world championships as a team. But I hope you were able to enjoy this little informative video, and I hope you learned a little bit about MotoGP today. If you want to get out there and race, go do it. If not, just enjoy watching the sport. It's something I love, and it's something I hope you guys consider. Alright, y'all take it easy. Good evening, guys. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm here to talk today about a very important subject to me, and that is MotoGP, or also known as Moto Grand Prix. It is simply the racing of sport bikes in the Grand Prix tournaments that has been going on for 72 years today. 72 years, dating all the way back to 1949. It's been a long time, but it's a sport that is near and dear to me that I really love enjoying to watch. And I just can't wait to dig into this and share a couple facts with you guys. That's all the main purpose of this, share facts about MotoGP with you guys, race numbers, who's racing these days, what brands are supported, what kind of bikes, the size of the bikes, just different kinds of things. And I hope we can dig into this together, and I can show you guys a few things about my favorite sport. Alright, let's get into this topic.